Well, this has got to be one of my favourite tanks. Everything in here is done by dennerle, or dennerle, whatever it's called. Tank, everything except obviously the light and filter. So the gravel, everything, and it's come up really well. This 53B is an amazing plant. Cut it, put it in, cut it, put it in, it just go everywhere. I'm going to actually use it in another tank, a friend of mine tank, and I'm going to take cuttings from here and do that. The fish in here are doing fantastically. There are endlers, there are all sorts of hybrid in here, and I wonder if you can see what that is. Yeah, the original inhabitants, they show their faces. I did have a couple of issues with some people online that were supposed to send me some goods. We know about that, I've dealt with that. The feeding ring is a fantastic idea. I'm actually using it, I'll show you, as a feeding ring in here, and it keeps that all at bay, which is fantastic. So it just lets enough room in, enough room for the feed, as you can see, but it also lets just enough light in. So as you can see, the 53 does well. There's a bigger Nubius, look at that. That Nubius at the back, it's even got new shoots and looks like a flower. Got to try doing a lotus in here, because I think this substrate that they do, it's, oh, there's an Amano. How do you get in there? Anyway, there are cherries in here, as you know. They tend to hide a lot. They've got plenty of room to hide, that's the thing. But I think this is probably my favourite tank. I love this sort of almost panoramic view. I think that's very cool, the way that looks. So there's not really a lot going on in here at the moment. I might add some different fish later on. I think that endlers are perfect nano fish, and especially if you put them with guppies, you get some really cool colours coming out of there. I mean, this guy up here, this camera will not do it justice, but that is a phenomenal, almost leopardy skin like. It is fantastic, but it's got, and they've got the little red one there. Now look at this. You know, and it's just a really cool look. I would like to do a live feed one day and explain a few things. We did have some questions on this tank. The first thing is the Eheim 160 pickup good? No. I'll be honest with you, okay. The problems you have with it is that inside there is just a tiny little filter. It's a tiny little bit of sponge. Now I like sponge, yeah. I'm not a fan of sponge filters, but there's a different reason behind that. But that's got not a tiny little bit of media that the bacteria can go. So when this is quite heavily stocked as it is today, as you see, it kind of needs something more in there. So I'm going to swap out for a U3 series, and hopefully that will sort it out. It was just a little update. Obviously, you know, we're all in lockdown in London now, solid, so I'm not getting any more fish at the moment. Tropco said that they can do it, but they can't guarantee the time, which is a bit of a pain, especially when you're out working. But anyway guys, keep safe and have a look later. Take care.